Hello YouTube fans, here again. I never thought about talk about this one. Remember doing it before, and it's a classic. Alfred Hitchcock at his best, starring James Richter and can't remember the actors now, but very pretty actors in a day. But I like this film. I really do like this film. Again, done by Alfred Hitchcock, that being Rear Window. Say it again, Rear Window. It's a classic. And one thing I love, and I'm going to be open and honest here, one thing I love about Rear Window is the fact it was shot on set. It was shot on set. And that's one thing Alfred Hitchcock liked about his films, and one thing he did about his films. Oh, the name of the actress, Jane Terror. That was the name of her. Very attractive woman in that era. But yeah, James Terror and James Chadner, they're brilliant in this film, brilliant, right? And where can I go with it? Like I say, it's all shot on set, and it's one of them that it engages you, it makes you become like the character who James is playing. You know, he's a die and he's a photographer, and by accident, you got an idea he had an accident. What's a dose has left him not paralysed, but at the moment, sort of he's stuck in a wheelchair, let's say. You know, if you get a disability where you're stuck in a wheelchair all day, all night, in all fairness, you're going to get bored. You're going to get fucking bored. So he does this poor fucker's stuck in a wheelchair, stuck through, and all he can do is have binoculars and just become nosy. He becomes nosy and he's nosing around to see what other neighbours are doing. So that's what he does. He becomes like a nosy Parker, basically, and he just wants to be nosy and see what other neighbours are doing. But as an audience, it makes us become nosy. It makes us become nosy because you're watching everything. And I love the way it engages you with the characters. And that's one thing with Alfred Hitchcock. That's one thing. You can definitely see why they called him the master of expense. I'm not going to lie. You can definitely see why they called him the master of expense. And this is definitely one of them. Because all the way through the film, he's watching people and watching people. And there's one guy who looks a bit dodgy, and the rest of the people he's being nosy with his binoculars. You got the door again, beautiful thingy Terror. She's beautiful in this film. Sadly no longer with us. May she rest in peace. Same as James Stewart. And James Stewart is filming with his binoculars, and he sees this guy. He sees a woman who seems a bit bedbound, and for some reason, a woman goes missing, and he expects foul play. And that's what it is. It's a mystery film. So he's got a nanny. She becomes bloody nosy. The woman who's minding him and looking after him, because he's stuck in. He's had an accident and he's in a wheelchair. And you can definitely see how this film influenced a lot of films. One of them I reviewed, that being Fight Night, because this is very similar to Fight Night. The guy discovers that he's discovered he's murdered his wife. Goes to cops, no proof, can't do diggity fucking D. But the evidence is there. It's looking at him. And what's so frightening is the killer knows that he knows. There's a bit in it where he sends Terror to go investigate and she almost gets caught. Lucky enough, people come in and she gets out of dodge, but she does show the evidence. There's a bit where an animal, being a dog, gets killed. So I'm happy to say it's not graphic, it's not too in your face, and rightly so. But the film was shot in 1954, and we're going to go with it. It's a dud. So the killer knows, like I said, and you've got the idea that the killer is going to try and do him. There's a bit in it where he's knocking on the door and he's trying to say to James Stewart that I'll give you money. I'll give you this, give you that, don't work, man, since you get in. And you got the idea he's going to kill him because he knows what he's done. He's murdered his wife, obviously, for this. So he's going to kill him. But lucky enough, he gets a camera and it socks him, in the eyes. And every 2 minutes, you get this redness, what beers at you. Reminds me a bit of another film I did of Alfred Hitchcock's, that being Marnie. So the main villain is about to kill our mate, James. But out of luck, there's a little bit where they're fighting and James falls, the police come in, they get the killer. Even though he falls, he doesn't die, but you do get a funny scene. You get a funny scene where he's got two plasters. I'm not shitting you. He gets two plasters on both legs. James Seymour chases him. Happy ending. And how I love it. I will love it. Again, sort of in 1954, it influenced a lot of other films, like the one I just said, that being Fright Night, and it influenced a lot of other films. And I like the fact it was done on set, it was beautifully shot, technicolor. I even like the characters who you become nosy at. You got one dude dancing, you got the idea this is a muggle, nice to look at, nice legs, can't say anything else, couldn't say anything else. All fairness, 1954. You got a couple, they're peeping outside. Why? I don't know. And you got one woman, you feel sorry for her. She's trying to get a boyfriend and they got a lonely heart. You got another one that got hearing aid. You got another character that doesn't stop playing the same melody. Keeps playing the same bloody note on a piano till it becomes annoying. Love that word. And yeah, so you do, you get to like the characters. Every one of them has a different bladding character. Every one of them. And that's what I love about this. I love Rear Window. I think it's a definitely made film. Alfred Hitchcock definitely was the master of suspense. And in all fairness, I know he did like to do his films a lot on set. And if you look at Rear Window, you look at it, you think, you know what? You know what? They don't make films like this anymore. They don't make films like this anymore. And it's a bloody shame. Now, I do know in the 90s they did a remake with that being Christopher Reeves, another good actor. May he rest in peace. I remember saying that on my last review. And I've not seen it, but I've heard good things about it. But you know what I'm like with remakes. As I said before, my last review, maybe one day round the road, I'll see it. Only because I like Christopher Reid. I know he's no longer with us, and he's a good actor. But it's one of them, you know. I like, to me, no one can do it as good as Alfred Hitchcock. And in all fairness, remakes have tried it, and remakes have sucked ass. Say it again, sucked ass in remaking Alfred Hitchcock films. Look at Psycho. Look at Birds 2, which actually is a fucking remake of the classic The Birds. Look at films like that, and then you look at this. Now, you can definitely see he's a master of suspense. It inspired a lot of other films very similar, so I repeat the one I just said. And you can definitely see it in this. You know, I like the fact it has the two shot in it, which you can definitely influence Steven Spielberg in the film Jaws, how he did that. Again, it's definitely made. I know it inspired a lot of other directors, and this is the one. This is the one where I've got to be open, and I've got to be honest. This is the one what did it. Inspired all that. Again, I love the set work. I love everything about it. I even love the performances. I love the acting. It's definitely done good acting. It's not a re-acting in the pack. I like, as I just said about repeating myself, I like the characters. I think every one of them has a character in it. You know what I mean? You get to know the characters. You've got his mate in it who comes in. It has to talk James out of doing what he's doing, but you know doesn't listen. And it's not me. It's a mystery film. It's an expense film. It's expensive when it wants to be. It's everything I like about Alfred Hitchcock, and you can definitely see why they called him the master of expense. So it's one of them. You know what I mean? I like most of Alfred Hitchcock films. This again, 1954, is a good one. Rear Window, in my eyes, is a classic. Into then, I'll see you soon.